and put your elastic around you and tighten it up just a little bit so it doesn't fall off, and overlap it 1 inch right here, or about an inch, and then you're going to cut that off. That's going to be your elastic measurement, so hang on to that. Now we're going to sew. We're going to put this underneath here, and you're going to want to measure. First of all, you start in the back. So the way that you know it's the back is the crotch is longer. Ladies, I'm trying to video. The crotch is longer in the back. So can you hand me that measuring tape? You really need your hem gauge to measure accurately, but I forgot to bring mine over here. So I'm just going to measure from the center right here over 1.25 inches, and that happens to be at the edge of this piece of tape right here. I got lucky on that one. Someone else has already marked this. So that's 1.25 inches over. We don't actually want to sew it at 1.25 inches. We want to move it in 1/8 from that area, or from that edge, okay? So because we folded this down 1.25 inches here, if you're going to sew at 1.25 inches, you're going to run off. So you want to come in another 1/8 of an inch. So let me just mark that. So you move in 1/8 of an inch of whatever you folded it down at, okay? Or 1/8 of an inch wider than what your elastic actually is. So I'm just going to put me a little mark here. That ends up being, like I said, 1/8 of an inch inside, or smaller than my fold fabric. And I'm going to start just on the other side of my seam, putting the edge of my fabric on my mark. And I'm not going to look at my needle ever. I'm not worried about where this is going because I know I've already pressed it to the right amount. So I'm just going to watch this, and I'm going to go all the way around, watching the edge of my fabric over here, right here. And you can see, if you're just watching that, it goes fairly quickly. And if you've pressed it correct, it's not going to come off on the other side, so you don't have to worry about it. And you can see, you don't need that many pins, but it does help to put a few pins in there. Also, by marking this and following that all the way around, you know that on the opposite side it's going to be even. Your top stitch is going to be even when you're done. Now, some people like to put a pin here where you need to stop at, just so that when you get back around, you don't forget to close up your elastic hole. So now that I have stitched this together, I am leaving just a little bit of opening here so that I can run my elastic through my casing. So this is called a casing. This is a term that you guys will see a lot whenever you take your exam. This is a self-made casing, but if you have a separate piece, some pants have a separate waistband that gets sewn on, and then the elastic gets sewn or put into the waistband. If you have a zipper, then it's just a waistband. It's not a casing because it's not holding anything. It's not encasing any elastic or anything like that. So the next step that I'll show you is how to thread your elastic through your casing. Okay? Thanks.